Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Today is January the 15th, 2024, and got a really important topic for today. This is a pretty good one. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other videos out there on the internet that are like this one right here. But I figured why not do it here on this channel. And this is all stuff that I have just come up with off the top of my head of things that that I went through and experienced. But I'll get to that in just a second. I just want to say thank you so much for watching the live video yesterday. Everybody that came in and watched that. For those of you who couldn't make the live, I completely understand. I mean, it was Sunday. I know everybody's got stuff going on, and I mean, just life happens. So if you couldn't make it and you went back and watched the video, the recording of the live, thank you so much for watching that as well. I really appreciate you going and watch that. And you haven't watched it, I completely understand. My internet signal here is not the greatest in the world. And I went back on there and tried to watch it, and it is just so choppy and just... We're supposed to be getting our fiber optic cable here. We just got a letter in the mail. We applied for it a few months ago, and the guy that lives right down the road from me let me know the other day. Well, actually, it was a couple weeks ago that we were going to be able to get our high-speed internet soon, and long story short, we applied, and there's a process, and they're running the cable out on the main road. We had seen it a couple months ago, and we just got a letter in the mail the other day saying that they're ready to go ahead and send it up here for us to have our internet service. Just now, we just have to wait, because I think it's like $200 or something for us to set it up. So when I get the money, we're gonna go ahead and get our high-speed internet. It's just not the most important thing for us to get right at this moment. But as soon as we do, this will make doing these videos so much easier, and doing those lives and stuff like that would just be so much easier to do as well. So I'm just waiting to get that, and that should be coming down the pike here really soon. I'm just really looking forward to having a lot faster internet. Not just for the reason of doing the lives, but just uploading these videos in general. I've been other places with way quicker internet, and it takes me like 10 minutes to upload a video. Here at my house, it takes a couple hours to upload, and it would just make my life so much easier if I had high-speed internet. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get there, and I apologize for the quality of the video that was recorded. I went back to look at it, and I was just really disappointed how bad it looked. It's not good. But here soon, as I'm gradually getting more equipment and little pieces here and there, and then I get that high-speed internet, these videos are going to be so much better. I just put together that video of going into the hospital, and that's been the first video I've edited in I can't tell you how long. Back in the day, I actually used to make a lot of videos when I used to do whitewater kayaking. I was actually really good at editing videos, but it's been so long, I just haven't messed with it. I used to do a bunch of videos. I would piece it all together, edit it all up, do all kinds of special effects, and put music and stuff in there, but I just haven't, I haven't done it since I started this channel. But I did get some software to do that, and it's really easy to do. Like I said, I just need that internet so I can just start uploading these a little bit better. But like I said, that's coming. It'll be here soon enough. So if you haven't seen the hospital video, I just posted that up this morning. It's only like 2.5 minutes long. There's not a whole lot on there, but like I said, I didn't like freak out when I woke up like I usually do. This time, I really think that the prayers helped. I really do. And I woke up and I was just not in a lot of pain. I mean, I had some stomach pain, but it wasn't that bad. Now, I was really doped up on some painkillers at that time, and I wasn't feeling much, because when I got home that day, I was hurting pretty bad. But like I said, the video, it is what it is. I mean, I'm in the hospital. You see me walking in the hospital, going in there, and then after I wake up, and then right as I'm about to leave. So anyway, today I want to talk about basically, are you an alcoholic? And I know there's a lot of people out there who are wondering, you know, am I an alcoholic? Do I drink that much? And I know for myself, there were a lot of times that I would tell myself, no, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not. But towards the end, I knew I was, because I had tried to quit so many times and I couldn't stop. And I knew it had gotten to that point where there was just no turning back. I was a full-blown alcoholic, and I knew it for quite some time. It was just that I just didn't know how to fix it. And I had tried many, many times. I was scared to go back to rehab. Like I said, I've been to rehab once when I was a teenager. I didn't want to do that again. I knew what that experience was like, and I didn't want to go. Not to mention, I didn't want to have to leave my job for a matter of time. I didn't want to pay for it. I mean, there's just a lot of reasons why I never went to rehab. Not to mention, I was just embarrassed to go. I didn't want to admit that I was an alcoholic. I thought that I could fix it. I could take it on myself. I can address this myself. I'll make it work. I'll fix it. And that never happened. You know, one day turned to 2 days, turned to 3 days, and then next thing you know, it's been 10 years that, you know, I kept telling myself that I was going to address the issue, and I never did. So I figured today would be a good day to make a video, just to give you some, like, things that I noticed about myself, just things, you know, to look out for. You know, just because you might have one of these items on this list doesn't necessarily mean that you're an alcoholic. But, you know, if you've got a couple of these things on here, you might really want to take a hard look at your drinking and what's going on with that, because it could be a serious problem. And once it gets, you know, to that certain level, you know, if you look at some of the stuff I'm gonna bring up on here, some of this stuff, you know, there might be 2 or 3 things. You know, like I said, I would just take a hard look at your drinking and maybe say, maybe it's time to stop. But once again, like I always say, if you are thinking about quitting alcohol, please talk to your doctor. Depending on how long you drank, how much you drank, all that stuff plays into, you know, if they need to have you under medical supervision when you go to quit. There's so many factors to it. So please speak to a doctor if that's what you plan on doing. But anyway, just go ahead and hop into the list here and just go over some of the things that I wrote down. So the first thing is, are you having withdrawal symptoms whenever you stop? Are you getting nauseous? Are you getting real sweaty? You getting shaky, headaches? Do you feel like your heart's racing when you stop, or you haven't drank in a while? I used to, when I would quit, because I tried to quit multiple times, and the times that I would try to stop, the nights, for 3 or 4 nights, after I'd quit, I would wake up in the middle of the night soaking wet. My clothes would just be soaked from the night sweats. And I would, be shaking like this. I mean, literally shaking like this. And, you know, nauseous. I couldn't eat anything. But I definitely had withdrawal symptoms bad. Next one, are you drinking a lot? You know, and that's really, that's a hard one. I mean, because that's, you know, subjective, but I would look at it more objectively and, you know, maybe see what, you know, what are other people drinking? You know, are you drinking 1 or 2 beers a night, or are you drinking a case or a 12-pack of beer every night? Because that's a big difference. You can't wait until your next drink. I know for myself, that's all I ever thought about. You know, as soon as I was getting close to getting off work, that's the first thing. I mean, all day long was on my mind, but I would just get so antsy towards, you know, time to leave, because I just was ready for my drink, and I just couldn't wait. I mean, as soon as I woke up in the morning every single day, I mean, that's the first thing that popped in my head. I'm sorry, I've just got something itching in my eye here, but you know, that's the first thing I thought about when I woke up in the morning, and it's the first thing I thought about when I went to get off work. I mean, it was always on my mind. Are you hiding alcohol? And I've talked about this in videos before about just places that alcoholics hide alcohol, but are you hiding it? You know, is your spouse or somebody that you live with or one of your loved ones, you know, saying something to you, and you feel the need to hide your alcohol so that nobody knows that you have alcohol in the house? Which can go into another one, which is on this list, but are you lying about your alcohol? Are you lying about your consumption? You know, that's a big one right there. If you're hiding it or lying about it, that's probably a good indicator right there that you have a problem with alcohol. And then you might be an alcoholic or have alcohol use disorder. Are people concerned about your drinking? Are people talking to you about it? Are people saying, hey, I think that you're probably drinking too much? Or, hey, why don't you hold off? I used to hear this all the time. Hey, why don't you just take a break? Don't drink another one quite yet, you know? Or I'd go to get the shot glasses out, and let's not do that tonight. Let's not. Can we just stick to just drinking beer? If you're hearing stuff like that a lot, that might be another one right there. Are you drinking every day or multiple times a week? I drink every single day. And the only time I ever stopped or didn't drink was when I was trying to quit. But if you find yourself drinking every single day or multiple times a week, you know, that might be another indicator as well. Are you blacking out? I mean, just a video I just did just the other day about blacking out. Are you drinking to the point where you don't remember what happened the night before? That's a big indicator right there. Are you throwing up? You know, it's one thing to throw up at nighttime or whenever you've been drinking, you know, because alcohol is a poison and your body wants to purge that out of you and wants it out of the body. But are you waking up in the morning and throwing up? Is that something that you're doing, you know, a lot? For me, I was doing it every single day. I had trained myself to just go in the bathroom and just lean over the toilet and throw up. I mean, I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to stick my finger down my throat or anything like that. I had gotten so good at it, I could just go right into the bathroom and do it. Are you skipping meals? Because that's a huge one right there. I know I did that all the time. And I've talked about this. I used to weigh 250 pounds. I was a big guy. And I didn't eat. All the fat that was on my body was from drinking. I never ate food because I didn't want to have, I mean, I was a chef. I had to taste food all the time, you know, but I wasn't eating meals. You know, I didn't want to have a belly full of food. You can't get drunk when you've got a bunch of food in your stomach. So my stomach was always empty. And I still, to this day, can remember that feeling of the liquor going down in my stomach on an empty stomach. That burn that you get in there. And I liked that feeling a lot. You know, I like yearned for that feeling. That's what I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel that burn down my throat and all the way down into my stomach. And I still can't remember what that felt like. And I haven't drank in quite some time. Are you drinking in the morning? Like I said, I did that every single day. You know, and it's one of those things that where, you know, you wake up the next morning, you're hungover, and the hair of the dog, it works every time. It can be tough to get down, but when you do it, it works. But then you start your whole day back over again, and, you know, there's really no looking back after that, because once you've had one, I mean, you're not going to just stop at that one. You're going to continue to drink. Are you drinking until you pass out? I know I've talked about that. I did that every day. I mean, I drank until I just woke up the next day. Wouldn't remember going to bed, wouldn't remember laying down, wouldn't remember anything. We already talked about lying about drinking, excuse me. Is it affecting your health? Are you noticing that your blood pressure's high? You know, are you getting headaches all the time? You can feel the blood like pumping in your head. Have you ever heard that feeling, that sound in your ear of your blood pumping? And you get that headache, and you can just feel the blood like pumping right in here, and I mean, that's high blood pressure. And I used to have very, very bad high blood pressure. Every time I'd go to the doctor, I went to a dentist one time, and it was one of those like corporate dentist office. And I went in there, and I had never had this happen before, but I had a really big bender the night before, and I was actually going out of town to the mountains that day. I had to go to the dentist to have a cavity filled that morning before I left. Went in there to have my cavity filled, and they took my blood pressure, something I'd never done before. And my blood pressure, I don't remember what it was, but it was really high. And they said, you need to go to the emergency room right now, and we cannot do this. They refused to do the procedure to fix my cavity because my blood pressure was so high. They said they couldn't give me the Novocaine or whatever because of that. Is it always on your mind? I've already touched on that there briefly earlier, but, you know, is it like one of those things you're just constantly thinking about? You know, where am I going to get my next bottle? When am I going to be able to get my next bottle? I wonder if I can leave real quick and go grab that, you know, before, because here in South Carolina, the liquor stores close at 7 o'clock, so I had to make sure every day. There was always some reason I had to leave to go to the store, you know. Oh, we're out of squash. I got to run to the store and go get squash real quick. I didn't need squash. I just had to hurry up and get to the liquor store before they closed at 7 o'clock. And I would always worry, too. I'm like, man, I hope nobody comes in here and sees me in here. Because, you know, I said I had to go get squash, and now I'm over here at the liquor store getting liquor. Now, I would go get squash and come back with it, but, you know, that bottle of liquor would be in my car. Your tolerance has increased greatly. You know, I've talked about this to where when I was younger, you know, I only took like 2 or 3 beers and I would just be drunk. Got all the way up to where I was drinking a half gallon of liquor every single day. I mean, my tolerance had gotten so high up there. People would look at the amount of liquor I drank and they just did not understand how I was still standing. And my tolerance had just gotten so ridiculous. So is that something that you're noticing? Your tolerance has massively increased or increased a good bit? Are you quitting your activities due to hangovers and drinking? I know I used to miss all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's so many things I miss. Soccer games I should have went to, soccer practice. I always had an excuse because I always felt bad. But it was always something, you know. I'd make something up, you know. I think I ate something bad yesterday, and I've just been so sick, and I can't go. I didn't want to go because I felt bad, or I didn't want to go because I couldn't drink. Which leads into the next one. Are you not going to places because you can't drink at them? And I know that if it didn't have alcohol there, I wasn't going. And if I had to go, if it was just one of those things I just had to go, I couldn't miss out on it, well, I would just sneak my alcohol in there. And I've talked about that before. And I would be wherever I was going drinking. I think I've talked about this in the past, but one time I went to Disney World with my family, and I went to the gas station that morning and bought one of those big 20-ounce Sprites. And I went and I poured it all out and I filled it all the way up with vodka. And I put that in my backpack, and I walked into Disney World with that, and no one said a word to me. And I was in there drinking liquor in Disney World when I'm there with my family. Supposed to be having a good family time. And I'm in there drinking vodka. And I remember exactly where I was at. I remember the end of the day. I remember like stumbling around, and I'm at Disney World. Just ridiculous. Which leads to the next one I've already talked about. This was sneaking alcohol into places. Are you doing that? Are you missing work or important things due to your drinking? I never missed work. I made sure I went every day. You know, it's one of those things I just told myself, you did this to yourself, you've got to suffer through this today, and I would just go. I don't think I ever missed one day of work because I was hungover, but I wanted to. But did I miss other things? Absolutely. I missed all kinds of stuff because I was hungover or drunk, or I just didn't want to go because there was no alcohol. Is it causing problems in your relationships? You know, I've talked about this a ton of times, but it caused all kinds of problems in mine. And I continue to drink. And it caused problems in all of my relationships. Friends, family, everybody. I mean, I lost so many friends due to alcohol. And I used to have, like, a ton of friends. I mean, seriously, I had so many friends. There was always somebody at my house. Not so much anymore. I ran everybody off. And, you know, and I did it. And I accept it. And I don't expect those people to ever come back around because of some of the things I said and did. But, you know, that's part of it. We already talked about, are you having withdrawals? You could have hurt yourself really bad, or someone else. Have you ever had something where you had like a really close call because you were drinking? I know I've had so many of those. So many. So many of those. But have you ever had one? I can think of just stupid things. I remember one time I was driving down the road with a friend of mine. I wasn't the one driving, he was driving. We were going down the road, and it was just one of those times we had been at a bar drinking. I don't remember where we were headed, but he went to turn right off of a main road and was going so fast that when he did he was driving like a Suburban, a big SUV, and when he turned, the whole car lifted over on its side on 2 wheels, and we almost flipped that car over. And I'll never forget that. I didn't have a seatbelt on, and I was drunk, and both of us didn't care. We were just being stupid and wild. And, you know, have you ever done something like that? Are you having any pains like in your liver or your pancreas? I've had both. I used to get pains in my pancreas all the time. I'd get pains over there in my liver. I used to have this really dull, sharp feeling over my liver all the time, and it just felt bloated. And I would get this really sharp pains in my pancreas that would radiate all the way over to my back. I had no idea what was going on with it. You know, come to find out, I was having serious problems with my pancreas and my liver. You could have gotten arrested for what you were doing. You know, have you ever driven drunk, done something just obnoxious because you were drinking that could have got you arrested or got you arrested? Have you tried to stop but you can't? That's another one. Are you drinking to alleviate stress or some other kind of ailment, or or depression or anything like that? Is there something in your life that's really bothering you and you're using alcohol as a way to mask it or cover it up? You get defensive about it. Somebody ever approached you and said, hey, I think that you might be drinking too much, and you just snap at them and go, I don't have a drinking problem or whatever. So I know people used to come to me all the time and talk to me about my drinking, and I would just get really defensive. I never would admit that I had a drinking problem. You know, I had every excuse in the book, but, you know, work was stressful, my life was stressful, this was that, and, you know, I'm depressed or whatever it was, but I always had an excuse for my drinking, opposed to just accepting the fact that I really had a problem. Are you having personality changes? Are people coming to you and telling you that you're a different person now than you used to be? Do you notice it in yourself? You know, things that you used to find that were fun are no longer fun to you, or, you know, just your personality in general. Did you used to be a really nice person and now you're a really mean person, or just anything? Have you noticed a big change in your personality? And then last but not least, are you making a bunch of impulsive decisions? I know I used to do that all the time. I've made so many impulsive decisions after I've been drinking. And, I mean, I can't begin to explain to you guys, how many impulsive decisions I've made. Just jump the gun. There were so many times I'd just, you know, I would take my wife out for lunch or something. We might like said, let's have a day to ourselves. And I'd take her out at lunch, and I'd have a couple drinks at that place. And then I'd say, hey, you want to go look at a car today or something? Something we might have been talking about. And we'd go. And the next thing you know, we're driving off the parking lot of some car lot with a brand new car that we didn't even need. But I just decided I wanted to go do it because I had been drinking, I was in a great mood, and I just wanted to be impulsive and do something crazy, and I went and did it. And I did stuff like that all the time. All the time. Not to mention, on top of that, I didn't think about this one, all the times that I thought that, you know, because my wife was always angry at me because of my drinking, and I was always trying to get myself out of the doghouse. So the jewelry store knew me by name. When I walked in there, they knew me by name. I would walk in there, and next thing you know, they'd just start showing me stuff because they already knew. Here he is. He's done something else stupid, and he's here to buy his wife a new set of earrings or a new ring or a bracelet. I bought my wife so much stuff thinking that was going to fix this, you know, me being stupid. And in the end of it all, she didn't care about any of that stuff. She never even wore it. She didn't like it. She was, you know, she just wanted me to stop drinking. That's all she wanted. She didn't want all that stuff from me. She just wanted her husband. She wanted me, and not jewelry or things or cars or vehicles or whatever it may be. She wanted her husband, and I wasn't present because I was always drunk. But I was confused, and I didn't know that. I know now, but at the time, I was just an idiot. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to go over this list today. You know, if you're sitting there thinking maybe I am, maybe I'm not, I don't know. And I'm not here to tell you if you are, you're not. You know, these are just some things off the top of my head that, you know, I thought of, that things that I used to do. But if you do feel like that's something that you know you might have a problem, you know, then it might be time maybe to go talk to a doctor, talk to somebody about it. But don't make any rash decisions to say tomorrow I'm just going to stop drinking and just jump the gun and decide to quit, because like I've said 1,000 times, it can lead to serious health consequences if you just quit on a whim. Talk to your doctor, please. With that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Not sure what I'm going to talk about tomorrow yet, but I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank everybody so much for the support for this channel. You guys really mean so much to me, and I appreciate you all so much. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers now. This channel started, I mean, just a couple months ago, and here it is. This will be number 53 of videos that have been uploaded now. You know, I just started this channel one day. I just posted one video and forgot about it, and then, you know, months later, I come back across it again, and here we are. It's like it was meant to be. And, you know, I can't thank you guys enough for being here every day, watching every single video that I post up, and supporting me. And supporting this channel. And supporting each other. That's another thing I wanted to talk about with you guys. You guys are so awesome. I see so much support coming from you guys to each other. And, man, that makes my day. That's the kind of stuff right there that really, really does make my day. I love seeing that. When I see somebody post up and they're like, I'm 13 days sober or 30 days sober, and there's people in there cheering each other on and telling, I'll see people, there'll be like 4 or 5 people in there saying, congratulations, keep up the great work and stuff. Man, that is so awesome. You guys are doing such a great job supporting each other too. And I really want to appreciate you. I really want to tell you guys I appreciate you for doing that, because you guys have created the perfect space for people to come together and to talk about this, because people already feel uncomfortable, they're embarrassed, this isn't something that people just want to talk about all the time. You know, it's a problem that a lot of us have, and it needs to be talked about, but it's already uncomfortable as it is. And you guys are doing a great job creating a safe space for people to come in here and talk about their problems and to be open and honest with each other. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for doing that, because that really means a lot to me. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. And with that said, guys, I love you all so much. And until tomorrow's video, y'all have a great day today. Bye-bye.